The Baseball Hall of Fame is broken. It's become a joke. Yesterday, Carlos Beltran gets elected into the Hall of Fame. Okay. Do his numbers justify it? Yes. Postseason numbers, incredible. Carlos Beltran, phenomenal in the postseason across multiple teams. That's all great and well. The elephant in the room. He was the ringleader behind the system that the Astros implemented in 2017 when they won the World Series. So we have steroids, no. Technology stealing system, yes. That's okay. So now there's a differentiation between cheating and what cheating the Baseball Writer Association of America is okay with and what cheating they're not okay with. So let's think about this. First off, I'm okay with Carlos Beltran getting into the Hall of Fame. 2, I don't care about steroids. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. You cannot tell the story of baseball without these guys. I think steroid players should be in the Hall of Fame. The ones that are deserving. I don't care. That's a whole other conversation about what was being allowed, what was known, MLB profiting off of home run races. Completely separate topic. We can cover that some other time. But, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with steroid users in the Hall of Fame because they were the best of the best. And if you know anything about baseball, it doesn't fucking matter what you're taking. Okay? Still got to hit 95 moving. Still got to hit. I don't care. So that's 2. This is the issue I have. So Carlos Beltran, the only player named in the report by Major League Baseball for the sign stealing scandal. He was the ringleader. That was corroborated by multiple other players. Okay? Mike Fiers was the one that came out and told The Athletic everything. This is what was going on. Mike Fiers, rat, maybe not a rat, whatever. All these players were given immunity because they want to know what exactly happened. So tell me this, right? Both Carlos Beltran and steroid users, both knowingly broke the rules of Major League Baseball. One of them was affected for their at-bats. Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, their at-bats were affected, you could say, because they were taking steroids. 4 at-bats per game, we'll call it. Carlos Beltran and the 2017 Astros, how many at-bats were affected by their sign stealing scandal? Because it wasn't just Carlos Beltran. Brian McCann, the catcher with the Astros, said he tried to stop it. He told Carlos Beltran, we need to stop. This needs to stop. Quoted, he steamrolled everybody and said, we're doing this. Ringleader of the sign stealing. Sign stealing on the field, okay. Technology-driven sign stealing, no. You can't do that. Back to my point. How many at-bats, how much is being affected on the field? If you have a guy signaling your 1 through 9 hitters, fastball's coming, off speed's coming, their system, the banging of the trash cans, that entire game has been manipulated. Every at-bat that the Astros had was manipulated, was giving them favor, was giving them an advantage. Knowing what pitch is coming, in my opinion, way much of a more of an advantage than if I'm taking steroids. If I know what is coming, much more of an advantage than if I'm just juiced to the gills. Because you still got to guess right. So my problem is the amount that was affected by the sign stealing scandal was far greater. Far greater. Every at-bat, those players were given an advantage. 1 through 9, given the advantage of knowing what was coming. Steroid users, they're the ones that cheated. Their at-bats were affected. And now the Baseball Writers Association of America is deciding what they're okay with and what they're not okay with. Again, Carlos Beltran, by the numbers, have no problem with him going into the Hall of Fame. By the numbers. His postseason is incredible. I mean, you want to see some awesome numbers? Go look at Carlos Beltran's postseason numbers. 8 home runs in 12 games in the postseason. I think it was when he was with the Astros early in his career, if I'm not mistaken. Incredible. But these writers now it's just showing a clear bias. If you're associated with the steroids, not even found guilty, if you're associated, your name was brought up, highly unlikely that you're going to make the Hall of Fame. And yet a ringleader of a technology-driven sign-stealing scandal is okay. So there's 2 different worlds of cheating now. What's allowed and what's not. My argument, the at-bats of those games were highly more affected with the sign-stealing scandal than anything that a single steroid user has done or not done. Because this was proven. That's the one thing about the whole steroid thing, right? There are guys in the Hall of Fame who use steroids. There are. There are guys who are mentioned, who are in that era of steroids that aren't going to get touched because they were associated with it. And then you have a ringleader of a cheating scandal who just got it let in last night. So I thought that was some questionable decisions by the writers. I guess maybe it's a sign for what's to come. I'm ready for all these writers to age out and just, they're not going to be the ones voting anymore because they're just a bunch of salty nerds. Honestly, if you've ever listened to any of them, they hold grudges against players who don't give them the time of day because they ask the stupidest shit from them. So that's my argument was the amount of the game that was affected much more from sign stealing scandals than a single steroid user. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.